Tonight on KGW News, chaos on the streets of Northeast Portland.
Simply can't be tolerated.
Flamethrowers, gunshots, and dangerous driving as street racers take over part of a city. Plus,
He told me to drive or he's gonna kill me.
Their driver taken hostage by her passenger. The quick thinking that helped her escape.
but first, a hero helped stop a gunman who opened fire in an Oregon grocery store.
Mr. Surratt acted heroically during this terrible incident.
Your news starts now.
And let's get right to breaking news tonight of what appears to be a tragic accident on the Lewis and Clark campus in Southwest Portland. Firefighters say one person has been killed and two others hurt after a masonry column collapsed. A 19-year-old man died. Two 18-year-old women were injured.
The column was near the reflecting pool on campus. Firefighters say there were hammocks tied to the column and 6 people were in the hammocks. This is a live look from the college, but we're not being allowed close to the accident scene. This was the first day of class at Lewis and Clark College. We're working to get more information and we'll update you as we learn more. And our thoughts and prayers are with the victims tonight and with the entire Lewis and Clark community. Our other top story tonight, a community in mourning after a gunman opened fire in a Bend shopping center. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Mulco. Tonight, investigators in Central Oregon are working to answer questions about the shooter and his motive, while families, friends, and complete strangers gathered to mark the lives lost.
They gathered near the banks of the Deschutes to stand together Monday evening to share messages of unity and strength out of tragedy.
Through the despair, the grief, the sadness, the anger, I will never stop fighting, and I know everyone in this crowd will never stop fighting for our safety.
The vigil in Drake Park, organized by Central Oregon Moms, Demand Action, a grassroots group pushing for new gun safety measures. Less than 24 hours after a 20-year-old man opened fire at a Safeway some 3 miles to the east, killing 2 people, police say, before turning his AR-15 style rifle on himself.
My deepest sympathies go out with the victims of last night's shooting.
The community mourning 84-year-old Glenn Bennett and 66-year-old Donald Surratt, who worked at the supermarket. Police now describe him as a hero.
Surratt engaged with the shooter, attempted to disarm him, and may very well have prevented further deaths. Mr. Surratt acted heroically during this terrible incident.
Okay to connect, to hope, and to recommit to peace and each other.
And tonight, investigators are trying to clarify any sort of motive in the shooting. In addition to the AR-15 style rifle and a shotgun they found inside the Safeway, police say they located the shooter's car, where they found Molotov cocktails and a sawed-off shotgun. They are now working to get a search warrant to go through the gunman's online posts and digital devices. The shooter is a 20-year-old man from Bend who lived at an apartment complex behind that shopping center. Classmates say he worked at the Safeway at one point, though police do not know how or if the shooter obtained his firearms legally, I should say, but they add he has no apparent criminal history in the area.
Closer to home, Portland police responded to a shooting tonight in Northeast Portland. It happened just before 6 o'clock at the intersection of Northeast 80th and Clackamas. And you can see here officers blocked off the area with crime tape. Medics responded as well, but at this point, police haven't shared any information on the victim's condition. The shooting tonight is on the heels of one of the most violent weekends Portland has seen recently. There were 10 shootings, 3 of them deadly. And as you'll be able to see from this map, they all happened on the east side of the city from Saturday morning through early this morning. Catherine Cook talked tonight with some of those impacted, including one woman, Catherine, who was taken hostage.
Laurel, it was terrifying. The mom of 4 was driving Uber when it happened. It was a 10-minute ride, she says, felt like an eternity before she could make her escape. And her story is just a fraction of the violent crimes police responded to over the weekend.
He told me to drive or he's going to kill me.
Cree, who asked us to blur her face, wasn't sure she'd survive early Monday morning. She says she was driving for Uber when she picked up a man on the corner of Southeast 26th and Powell. Once inside, Cree says the man took her cell phone, threatened to shoot and rape her while forcing her to drive.
He made me look him in the eyes and told me that he was the devil and he's going to bring me to hell. I sat and I thought, how am I going to get out of this situation so I can make it home to my kids?
After about 10 minutes, Cree saw an opportunity. She said she needed gas and pulled into this station on Southeast Grand.
I unbuckled my seatbelt and I hopped out and I screamed at the top of my lungs and people came and just flooded me.
Cree and police tell us the suspect left the gas station, then returned and fired a gun. No one was hurt.
People don't care anymore. I just can't fathom this kind of thing happening.
Just a few hours before that, cell phone video posted to social media shows gunfire and chaos at an illegal street race. It happened on Interstate 5 over Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Police say hundreds of people were gathered, blocking traffic. Watch as this white van drives through and someone hits it with a baseball bat. When the van backs up and turns around, someone else pulls out a gun. You can see him shoot the van multiple times. Police say at least 3 people were hit. An hour before that, more violence on Southeast 122nd and Burnside. Police say someone shot a man and woman who suffered non-life-threatening injuries. You can see bullet holes at nearby Plus Dispensary. Nathan Casey lives nearby and hates that what's happening feels so typical.
Over the last year that I've been in this neighborhood, it's gotten pretty bad. It's just escalated in the crime rate. Sometimes we get scared to go outside sometimes because, it's like that. We don't want anything to happen.
He wishes it would change. So does Cree.
The city is bad. Portland is terrible right now. And obviously we would just like to see people be decent humans.
Police are looking for witnesses and information on all of these shootings. You can also remain anonymous by sharing what you know with Crime Stoppers of Oregon. They offer up to a $2,500 cash reward for information that leads to an arrest in a felony case.
I mean, really an overwhelming list of incidents that happened over the weekend, Catherine. We just have to remember at the center of every single one are families and people.
Yes.
Thank you, Catherine. Street racing also a big problem in several spots around the city last night. On top of gunshots, take a look at what else showed up. This is not a video game. That is a flamethrower being shot in the middle of the street near 72nd and Sandy. We talked to one neighbor who says he heard the engine revving, the yelling, the fireworks going off all night. And he says he called the police non-emergency number, was first on hold, then later told by dispatch they were aware what was happening. And they asked him, he said, not to call back.
You can't just let a group of people who are engaged in lawless behavior take over a section of your city. That makes no sense.
All those shootings that we've told you about as well, police have told us they did not have enough officers to safely address the street racing calls at the same time.
To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines, just 2 days before the school year is set to start, and teachers in the Ridgefield School District are threatening to strike. At a meeting tonight, the teachers union and school district did not reach a contract deal. The Columbian reports the union is asking for a salary boost to help keep up with inflation, as well as added support for paraeducators and special education employees. We're still waiting on word if and when the union will hold a strike vote.
An update in McMinnville where an officer shot and killed a man last week. Now, we previously reported that 69-year-old Lawrence Dixon called police to say he was going to harm himself. We've learned today from Oregon State Police, who are investigating his death, that officers asked Dixon to come outside of his home. When he did, he was carrying what looked like a revolver. Now, investigators say he pointed it at one of the officers, who then shot and killed him. Oregon State Police adding Dixon was carrying an airsoft gun designed to look like a revolver. Police are still looking for witnesses.
Investigators are working to figure out what set off a huge explosion in a downtown food cart over the weekend. They believe it may have come from a fuel tank. The blast destroyed food carts yesterday morning on the corner of Southwest 5th and Harvey Milk. Plus, it damaged several buildings and shattered hundreds of windows. No reports of any injuries, although crews spent hours cleaning up all the damage.
I mean, really, what a weekend. Overwhelming. Still to come at 11, after hundreds of emails and calls, neighbors in one Portland community finally see action. Why they are worried what they call their nightmare is far from over.
And the hot weather is also far from over. We're under a heat advisory beginning at noon tomorrow. We'll let you know how long that will last. Covers other parts of the state as well. And as we head towards the Labor Day weekend, more warm weather on the way and no signs of rain.